Good morning, Gammon. Mum. Gammon. Oh my God, that looks beautiful. It smells so good. Oh,
All the burnt sugar.
but that's so good. Oh, I cannot wait for that. Oh, I gotta wait till tomorrow. Oh, Christmas sucks. Good morning. It's just Pepsi Max. No, really, it is. Good morning and Merry Christmas Eve to you. Hope you're all having a lovely day. What are your plans for today? What do you do on Christmas Eve? We used to go to my grand's on Christmas Eve because it's her birthday on Christmas Day. So she'll be like silly old tomorrow, but she's dead. One year it was going to be her 100th birthday, right? Obviously she had passed by then, but we were like, oh, considering that she would have been 100, let's do something pretty cool. So my sister bought these, the lanterns that you light and, and go up. This is a few years ago before, before everyone was like, oh, that's a bad thing. And we soon realised why it was a bad thing. Now, it had been snowing, it was absolutely beautiful. This is where my mum was living in her old house up in Brackler. And yeah, snowing, it was absolutely lovely. The boys, like my nephews, were a little bit younger, they were like 10 or so. And we're like, oh yeah, we'll set off these lanterns. Gran would love it, like going off into the sky. So we set them off, beautiful, going up, like, oh, isn't that lovely? And then like, hold on a minute, like they're turning into, they've set fire, they set fire to themselves and then come plummeting back down to earth. So yeah, there was two fireballs like in the sky, and thankfully, because it had been snowing, as soon as they hit the ground, obviously like they melted and they went out. But yeah, we sent the nephews off like, go find them, put them out. Yeah, Gran would have loved that. So that was our Christmas one year. That was fun. I'm sure in most people's households it's a cleaning day today as well, isn't it? Even though we're not actually having Christmas at our house, Mum's like, right, I've got to clean it top to bottom. Like, okay. So I've just done the vacuuming down here and Mum's upstairs doing the bathroom and stuff. Probably gonna change the sheets and things, fresh bedding for Christmas and all that. I just do whatever she says. Whatever makes her happy is fine. I've had panettone for breakfast. A little slice of panettone. Where's it gone? Is she hitting it already? Because she likes the panettone. I'm like, I'm just having a slice. So that was breakfast. I'm not hungry, but I'm just looking at all this food going like, oh. I've got to record a video. I think I've got enough stuff to do a sparkly things video, so I might do that. And obviously I've got to do today's video with like Mum's last bit of reading. So like I said yesterday, if you do want a copy, we've only got like 20 something left, 24 now. So link underneath, because we're not going to print any more after that. At least I don't think so. No, I don't think so. It's quite pricey to do, like minimum order quantity and stuff. Yeah, so I've got to do that. And then my friend Catherine is coming around, and we'll do our little Christmassy coffee and chat and stuff, and probably break open, a little something. And then meant to be going out tonight, but just like Friday night, like I don't want to stay out and get drunk and stuff. I just want a couple of drinks with friends and say Merry Christmas and then come home and watch a nice movie or something and eat some food. I know what we're having for food tonight. We've got some southern fried chickeny bits from the freezer, because that was to make room in the freezer, so that's what we're having. And 15p broccoli. We've got 2 things of broccoli, so we're gonna have some broccoli, and then there's some rice as well that I accidentally opened yesterday without knowing that Mum had already opened some rice. So we're gonna have that, and that's gonna be a lush dinner. We normally have curry on Christmas Eve, That's another sort of tradition. But we had curry yesterday, so although there is a little bit of leftovers, that might be lunch. Or should put it in the freezer, really. Anyways, I've chatted way too long. I don't know. I'll see you in a bit. Just doing a little like Christmas snackery table of like, well, like we don't tend to go crazy on the Christmas bits because, you know, I mean, I'm already kind of sick of Christmas food by now. But I put the sweets that we've got. So we've got one tub of them. We've got some Lebkuchen because I do love Lebkuchen. Just some crisps and pretzels and crackers and mum's chutney. And we've got some cheeses in the fridge and like that'll do. But I put a vase there and I'm thinking I might just pop to the shops and just quickly get a bunch of flowers if they've got any. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that'll do, isn't it? With the little pine cones. Yeah, that'll do. Mummy's grinding coffee.
Oh, aren't they lovely?
There you go. Well, I got a done table, put a vase there, and need some flowers in.
Yes.
So there we go. And there we go. Don't they look nice? We opened up, like, Mum managed to find these Christmas pudding flavour Walkers. I can't say I'm a fan of those, to be honest. But, oh, what else in them? Some chestnuts. And I've had a Lebkuchen. Might have another one, because they are delicious. Ah, Christmas, get in there.
Have supper. Do the doodah.
Do the doodah. What's the doodah? Do the right. Yes, it's a few hours later. We watched a bit of Christmas Carol, and then mate came over and stuff. And we're gonna have dinner. I'm maybe gonna pop out to the coach for a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. I am in a dress, so I am nearly out ready, but we'll see. Anyways, gonna leave you with Mummy.
Washing up as ever.
Ah, it's a hard life.
Oh.
She's got to earn her pay though, isn't she? But gonna leave you with Mummy with some more from the book. Enjoy, and I shall. Well, I suppose have a Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Bye bye now. Bye bye. Chin chin.
Chin chin. I thought I'd start with introducing you to Constantia and her husband. So we'll start with Constantia Akers. Now, she was the young woman who's been accused of murdering her child, and she's supposed to be balmy. So we'll see. Are you sitting comfortably? Constantia Akers stood at her window, gazing down at the deserted long walk below. A single magpie hopped and flapped between the yew hedges. "Good morning, Master Magpie. How's your good wife today?" she intoned softly to herself. Constantia had long eschewed religion, but superstitions are often harder to put aside. She began to chant. 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for a girl, 4 for a boy, 5 for silver, 6 for gold, 7 for a story never to be told. Constantia paused. Story? Whose story? She tapped at the window. "Master Magpie, tell me, what is my story? Who am I?" Constantia Augusta, granddaughter of Titus Reeve and the youngest child of Augustus Reeve, stared out at the gardens of Downfield Hall. The light was fading, but she could still see glimpses of the lake between the trees. She tried to remember the last time she'd walked among the willows lining its banks. She closed her eyes, hoping that her mind would clear, but there was nothing but emptiness. Who? Her eyes, open now, she searched for an answer, but the magpie had flown away. "Oh, come back, I need to know." Staring at the swaying yews below her window, she whispered the next line of the rhyme. 8 for a wish. A wish? Ah, what do I wish for? She closed her eyes. A wish, a wish. When she was a child, she'd wish for a pony. "Oh, please, Papa, may I have a pony?" "I promise to be good." "Oh, please, Papa." And for once, Augustus Reeve acceded to her wish, and in that brief moment, Constantia felt accepted. For in a largely male household, grandfather, father and 2 brothers, being acknowledged was something of a wonder. Constantia smiled. But what had the nurse said? Ah, yes, she remembered now. If wishes were horses, beggars would ride. Did I beg? Was I a beggar? Was I? Was I? Constantia paced her room, window to wall, wall to door, door to bed, bed to window, yet always back to the window. But it was almost dark, and she could see little but shadows. The trees and the shimmering lake had vanished into the long night. The magpie rhyme whispered in her ear, 8 for a kiss, a kiss. She touched her lips with her fingers. A kiss, ah yes, that's where it began. It was May. I was 17. He was a soldier and fresh from the battlefield. Or so he said. Handsome, was he? She couldn't quite remember. But he was a soldier, so he must have been handsome. There was dancing, oh, so many balls, and riding out. Didn't he give me a white pony? Not a pony, a mare. And flirting, but didn't everyone flirt? And beautiful new clothes. How alive I felt. And that kiss. Ah, yes, that's how it began, with a kiss. Constantia stared out at the blackness. Oh, if only it had ended there. Now, let's meet Neville Acres, the husband. Ooh. See what you think of him now. Neville Acres turned to his brother-in-law, Augustus Reeve. Not bad, eh? They stood at the centre of the carriage circle, looking up at a townhouse in front of them. It is a handsome property, I must say, Neville, he remarked rather grudgingly. And in a grand part of the city too, Neville added smugly. Though it is rather out of the way, Augustus remarked, glancing back up the narrow street to the main thoroughfare of the Mount. Ah, but that means it's private, Augustus laughed. And discreet. Quite, Neville smiled. I may be entertaining and... Say no more, Neville, his brother-in-law smirked. Come inside, Gus. There's something I want to show you. Augustus followed Neville through the stone portico and into the house. They paused for a moment to admire the fine marble table at the centre of the wide hall, then made their way to the foot of the stone staircase. Up here, Neville pointed upwards. Not waiting for Augustus, he began to ascend the steps. Augustus followed at a slower pace, pausing at the first landing to catch his breath. Who are those solemn coves, eh, Neville? He indicated the paintings covering the walls. His companion shrugged. The last family that owned place, Quakers, I think. Didn't they take paintings with them? Looks like they cost a pretty penny. Not where they went, Gus. Smallpox took 'em. Augustus shuddered. Poor wretches. They continued up the staircase until they reached the top landing. Here? Augustus Reeve looked puzzled. The servants' quarters? Never mind that. Come and take a look. Neville indicated a window in one of the small attic rooms. Augustus peered out. Well, I'll be blowed. The Knavesmire. Neville nodded. Best view of the race course you'll get, barring being in the stand, of course. Augustus laughed. You old bugger. A grandstand view, and no doubt a pretty maid on your knee. A fine prospect, I must commend you on that. This house is more than merely a diversion, Gus. It was no surprise to most of his peers that Neville Acres had tired of the country. And it must be admitted, the country had tired of him also. Even though he owned many acres of land, he'd little idea of either farming or husbandry. It was telling that after one of his rare visits to Home Farm, Ambrose Rowan was heard to mutter, "That daft bugger don't know his arse from his elbow." "Nor a bullock from a heifer," his son added with a smirk after a particularly enlightening episode in the milking parlour. Although Neville had once been a keen rider and huntsman, his girth now precluded those activities. A life of ease suited him better. And not willing nor financially able to move to the metropolis of London, he decided that York would make an admirable alternative. For hadn't it once been the capital city? Mill House was an attractive, if relatively modest townhouse built at the turn of the last century. With its red brick facade, symmetrically placed windows and grey stone portico, it was an elegant building. Its previous owners were a family of Quakers, well known for their philanthropy. Regrettably, it was their kindness that was their undoing. In tending to the sick and needy during an epidemic of smallpox, the whole family contracted the disease and died. Smallpox having no regard for either religion or rank. In the end, both suffer in equal measures. After the family died, the house was put up for sale, languishing for quite some time before Neville Acres chanced upon it. Pah, smallpox, he was heard to mutter to himself, after he had managed to negotiate a very satisfactory price with the agent. "You thinking of living here then?" asked Augustus, as they inspected the rest of the house. "Why not? There ain't much for me in Darnfield." Augustus Reeve nodded. "My sister has been somewhat of a disappointment." "Disappointment? You can say that again. The woman's as weak in the head as she is in body." True. I fear my father was ever overindulgent with her. Should have used the whip more often." Augustus sniffed. "Didn't do Julius and me any harm." "Aye, too soft by half," Neville agreed. "Firmness, that's what women need." Augustus nodded vigorously. "Women need to be taught their place." "I tried, Gus. Believe me, I tried," Neville added grimly. "Oh, well, Neville, perhaps you'll find what you need here."
God.
"I shall leave you a little thought for Christmas." 'Twas Christmas Eve in the workhouse. The snow was falling fast, and those who came in first were first, and then behind was last.
Chin chin, mother.
Chin chin.
Happy Christmas. And all that jazz. And that bloody cat. I don't know.